Hey YouTubers, how's it going? Mike Martin's here, Mike Martin's channel. I'm just in my wife's store, just hanging out Saturday night. Kind of a quiet night tonight in the store, but very busy though. Very busy, which is really good. I like quiet nights, but we're still busy doing our retail thing, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm having a chance to make a video here, and a lot of people keep asking me and messaging me what I think about the housing crisis. When do I think it's going to crash? Why hasn't it crashed already? What do I see in the future? The problem is we are not going by the textbook in this. There's no economist, nor are there any financial analysts and housing real estate agents and housing specialists that could basically give a proper insight on what's going on, because nothing that's happening wasn't taught to anybody at school. So basically the whole going by the textbook thing, throw it right out the window, because we're living in the wild west of housing crisis, where basically anything goes. And it's really sad to see how things have come in the last 5 to 10 years. How basically we've been pretty much bought right out. We're bought out. Everyone's been bought out of the market. I left the bubble and follow my series. It's called Living the Dream, where I talk about buying a house, and then you see the house I buy and fix, and I'll do a video tomorrow. I'm getting some fencing put up in that series. But I want to talk very frank and serious with you guys, because a lot of people ask why or how, when will the crash happen? Why isn't there a crash? And I'll be very frank with you guys. The crash should have happened 5 years ago. It never did. It should have happened in 2008. And it should have happened again in 2013, but it never did. So why? Because nothing's being done by textbook. All this easing and credit easing and low interest rates, none of that's being done by the book. That's not the way to properly finance, right? When you're giving 0% interest rates, obviously you're giving away free money. What happens when you give away free money? Everyone overspends, and then there's a race in spending. More people spend more than they could afford to pay back, and that's been a big problem. And that's going to continue to become a problem. Now, what will stop this? I even think if interest rates do go up, the only person that will suffer when interest rates go up is the Canadian proper, the Australian proper, the New Zealand proper, the people that have come all over the world to build those countries, pay taxes, send their kids to school, not avoid taxes at every corner and hide millions of dollars. I'm talking about the people that have worked their tails off, and our forefathers and grandfathers and great-grandparents that have built the infrastructure that we live in today, that have built the city and have basically created a place for our future generations to be able to live and prosper and expand. But we've sold it all out because we're a free market now. We've always been a free market, but it's just been easier for people to buy in. And like when I bought my house, I was gonna finance, because the financing was dirt cheap, and I said, I'm just gonna finance my house. I called the bank and I'm like, yeah, I want to get a loan and this and that, a mortgage, and I'll put 25% down. It's not a problem, and because the rates are cheap, and I can use my money for other investing purpose, whatever, right? You own a business? Oh, no, we can't do anything for you here. For some reason, they wouldn't touch me. I had great credit score. So did my wife. We had no debt. We have no debt because our credit's clear. There's nothing on it, right? And I was declined. Okay, fine. No problem. So then I just bought my house outright, because I even offered to put 50% down. They told me to get lost. So I didn't want to go to subprime, because then I'm not going to get the rates the bank would offer. So I just bought the house free and clear. That was the best thing for me to do. All I owe is property tax and the monthly bills I would pay if I was renting anyway. But anyways, I didn't buy in a bubble. I left town. I saw how things were going to get bad. I saw how people were going to basically... I saw the hatred in people. Everyone's disappointed, mad, peed off. Why? Because no one has money anymore. The Canadian proper is doomed. Interest rates go up, Canadian proper defaults, and more investors come in and buy. That's just what's going to happen. It's plain and simple. Will there be a crash? There should be a crash. By textbook analysis, from what you would learn in school, yes, there should have been a crash 5 times over. Yes, yes, yes. But because all these underlying things happening that we have no way of putting a finger on what is going on, because you're robbing Paul to pay Peter back. You don't know what the hell's... You don't know what's going on, basically. So, for me to tell you, oh, it's going to crash on this season, it's going to happen on this season, no. The more foreign investors come in, the more the Canadian proper Australian will leave their cities. I've already met, last week alone, was the last week of September, I've met maybe 7 or 8 people that have come into my store and that told me they have moved from Vancouver, either Richmond, Vancouver, Surrey, and they now live in Merritt. A lot of them have seen my videos and said, I saw your video and you make a lot of sense. Living in this and that and in a big city doesn't make you any bigger on the grand scheme of things. You have more places, more restaurants to choose from. Sure, you got a movie theater and a couple other big things, but how much do you need? How much of that do you need to succeed in life? Anyways, I want to know what you guys think, because I keep getting asked, when is it going to crash? When is it safe to buy back in? I get people from New York messaging me, asking me. And I'm like, not even the best financial analyst, not even the best real estate analyst could tell you that. Because nothing's being done by the textbook. And when we dissuade or go away from the way we were taught and start doing things the wrong way, then that's when things start hitting the fan, and that's when a lot of people will lose their shirts. The Canadian proper will lose their shirts because of the amount of debt they're in. Same thing with the Australian proper, same thing with the New Zealand proper, and the London proper. The London proper is getting smart. There's a huge, if you look at my trends in the housing market show, there's a huge mass exodus of people leaving London because they just can't afford to live in London and they don't want to bother. Same thing with Dublin, Ireland. They're in so much problems because they can't fill positions in Dublin. Nobody could... A lot of the companies in Dublin are having a really hard time filling positions because nobody wants to pay absorbent fees to live. People are forgetting housing is not a commodity. Housing is a place to lay roots and raise a family. For me, housing is my base. I got my base set, and from there, I spread my wings and start doing what I gotta do and raise my family. Anyways, comment below. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys have a feeling or an inkling or a gut feeling on when you think the market will crash, just comment below in the comment section and let's discuss this and kind of figure out, textbook, we should have gone down 3 times already. Housing markets is like any other market, but because the economy is really dependent on housing market, student loans, unsecured debt, secured debt, lines of credit, car loans, because the economy is built off that, we can't lose the biggest money maker, and that's housing. So whoever's got the most money, come in and buy. We welcome you in our free market. But it's not so free for the people living in the country. And when I say Canadian proper, I mean everyone that's come from all over the world to put their kids through school, lay roots, and call Canada their home, or Australia, or London, England. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below. Thanks for watching.